What is going on, guys? And welcome to episode 1 of the Doordash podcast, where we talk about Doordash, food delivery, Grubhub, Uber Eats, and Instacart, all the delivery apps, topics about food delivery. And today's topic is going to be whether or not you should be doing Doordash food delivery full time. So it really boils down to 5 questions. So you should be thinking about, if you're thinking about doing Doordash and food delivery full time, you have to think of it as a business, not just a job. So that includes these 5 questions. Number 1, what car do you drive? Number 2, what area you live in? Number 3, how many driving apps you have? Number 4, your order selecting skills and just how fast you drive in general. And number 5, what you do with your money. So really, the difference between people who want to do DoorDash full time and who succeed and people who fail is really boils down to these 5 questions. So we're gonna talk about these 5 subjects here. So number 1, like I said, is what car you drive is gonna make a huge difference if you're driving some 2001 truck or something like that. Some diesel. You're gonna be spending all this money on diesel, and you can get like 15 miles per gallon. That's bad business right there. So we're gonna be talking about the top 5 vehicles for DoorDash first, the top 5 best vehicles for saving money, fuel economy, price, such like that. So let's go into it. All right, so number 5, we're gonna go with the Honda Civic. Anything really 2018 to 2022 is pretty good. It gets up to 42 miles per gallon on the highway, 33 miles per gallon in the city. It's just an overall good car, good miles per gallon. Number 4, we're gonna go with the 2022 Kia Rio. It's only $16,000 and 450 for the manual or manufacturer suggested retail price, which is extremely cheap, and it gets 33 miles per gallon in the city, 41 in the highway. That's just like a pretty decent option. Number 3, we have the Chevrolet Spark. I don't know if you guys have seen or heard that vehicle, but it's kind of ugly. It's really small, but it's only $13,000 and 600 for the manufacturer suggested retail price, which is the cheapest actually, pretty sure in the market. And it gets 30 miles per gallon in the city, 38 in the highway. I'm not sure about the reliability on that vehicle. I think there's probably a reason why it's so cheap, but if you're looking for a cheap vehicle just to DoorDash in, pretty good miles per gallon. That's not a bad decision. And number 2, we can go with a Toyota Corolla. The Corolla is just a overall reliable vehicle. It's got 40 miles per gallon on the highway, 31 in the city. That's actually what I have. I bought a 2022 brand new Toyota Corolla because obviously used vehicles are very expensive nowadays. So I got one with 0 miles for like 25, 26,000 after everything. Which, I mean, it's either that or you buy a vehicle that's like 19, $20,000 for 80,000 miles. So I never really wanted to buy a brand new vehicle, but that's what I bought. And number 1, we're gonna definitely have to go with the Toyota Prius. I mean, it's got 58 miles per gallon in the city. That's pretty insane. And that's kind of what I wish that I bought to do my deliveries in. So obviously, like I mentioned earlier, what car you drive makes a huge difference in how much you make with your business of delivering food, because there's going to be expenses with gas and everything, and obviously the price of your vehicle of which you paid for. If you get a steal on a vehicle, it just makes your DoorDash business all the better. So definitely make sure you have a good vehicle if you want to do food delivery full time. It's not worth it to do full time food delivery if you have a vehicle that's bad on miles per gallon. So that's definitely a huge check in the box that you need to consider. So number 2, we're going to look at what area you live in. So like any other job, if you're serious about becoming a full-time DoorDash driver, you need to move to a good area, just like you would move to another area for a job. Some areas you can make $30 an hour, like Atlanta, Georgia, Minneapolis, Minnesota, just good cities like that. In some areas, you can only make $15, $20 an hour. Some small towns that you've probably never heard of. So if you're serious about becoming a big DoorDasher, definitely go to the big cities. I know that in some areas, like my friend lives in Santa Barbara, California, he gets $100 to $200 Instacarts all the time. So the area makes a huge difference. Here in North Carolina, I don't get any $200 Instacarts. The highest I usually get is 40 to 50, and that's pretty rare. And number 3, how many apps that you have. So you gotta think of your apps like your little inventory here. Currently, I have 4 delivery apps. I have DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, and Instacart. They're all good. I'd say the most important ones is DoorDash and Instacart. Uber Eats, Grubhub is probably the least important to me. I get some really good orders on there, but overall, it's kind of like an extension of DoorDash. DoorDash is the most reliable. You get the most amount of orders throughout the day. Uber Eats is kind of the app that I get like a huge order every once in a while, but for the most part, I don't get as many orders as I do with DoorDash and Grubhub. I probably get like 4 orders every hour with Uber Eats, which I'm not too sure why. Maybe it's like oversaturated, but like I said, you want to have all the delivery apps. I'm trying to get an Amazon Flex as well. Other apps include Walmart Spark, Lyft, Uber Driving, Shipt, and there's also some other apps that you could download that helps you out, like the Get Upside app, which makes you earn cash back on your gas purchases, which is actually a huge game changer. You get up to 25 cents per gallon off. Another app that you need to make sure that you have downloaded is Gridwise because it tracks your miles, which is what you need to make sure you have for when it comes down to tax season and submitting how many miles that you've driven for taxes. There's also another app called Beans where it tells you where the apartment is. Sometimes it can be confusing in the app trying to find the apartment. It actually you just type in the address and it highlights the building for you, but it doesn't highlight the exact apartment for you, which is kind of the whole reason why I wanted to download it in the first place. So honestly, it probably isn't really worth it. It's $5 a month. I mean, it helps sometimes, but I probably wouldn't. I did it for 1 month, and I'm probably gonna cancel. I think it charged me for this next month, but so I gotta check in that and cancel that. But I mean, it's up to you. It's kind of helpful, but it's not necessary in my opinion. And the last app I want to talk about is you guys definitely have heard of it. It's called the Para app. It's full tip transparency, which means on DoorDash, you know how sometimes you get orders and it says $10, but when you drop it off, you actually get $12 because DoorDash hides the tip sometimes. The Para app will actually text you the exact price. I don't personally have the Para app because I've heard you can get deactivated for it. Um, I don't really want to risk it. I've heard that there's no stories of anybody actually getting deactivated for it, but I don't really care too much about the tip transparency. I mean, I'm sure it would help a lot, but that's definitely a big help. I just don't want to risk getting deactivated. But that's up to you, obviously. It would definitely be a big help. I'm sure I passed on a loss of $6, $7 orders that ended up being $15, $18 with a hidden extra tip, so definitely be a huge help. And the next thing we want to talk about is your order selecting skills. So this is really your skill as a DoorDash driver and a multi-apper. So basically, the one skill that you really need to know when you're multi-apping is doing stacked orders with multiple apps. What that means is if you're in a shopping area where there's lots of restaurants, you get a DoorDash, Chipotle order or something like that, and just going in one direction. You keep all your apps on, and you say you can get an Uber Eats from a restaurant that's down the road and it's going in the same direction, not the exact same apartment complex, but the same road, the same north, west, south, then you need to accept both of those orders and do them at the same time. That's how you can make the most amount of money doing multi-apping. But you definitely want to be careful when doing this. You don't want to get too carried away. Definitely don't do orders that are in opposite directions and kind of be smart with it. Like, don't confirm your pickup from your DoorDash order until you walk over next door and grab your other order as well, and prioritize DoorDash because DoorDash you get a contract violation if you're 10 minutes late to the store or the customer. I think Uber Eats and Grubhub, I'm not too sure, but I've heard they're more lenient, and Uber Eats is more based on the customer satisfaction than actual, like, 10 minutes late to a restaurant contract violation. Doesn't really have anything like that. So you just need to be mindful of doing those things. But that's the best multi-apping strategy. Obviously, your Instacart shopping speed is going to make a big difference in how much you make, how skilled you are going in the store, and routing your routes and going through the aisles, not going back and forth, and how fast you drive. I wouldn't recommend like speeding, but definitely don't lollygag when you're on the road. Trying to make every green light is definitely what you need to be doing, and just being aware while you're driving, obviously. And the last thing you need to consider if you want to do DoorDash full time is what you do with your money. So basically, what you do with your money, you need to be investing with your money. Also, another thing is you could start a YouTube channel like I'm starting to do. I know big YouTubers like Nug says he made $45,000 in like a year and 2 months making DoorDash videos. So that's another thing. I mean, that's going to be a huge difference. They say that they make around $13 per 1,000 views. I think it's a little bit less now, but I'm at 720 subscribers right now, so I'm about to be at 1,000 subscribers. I'll definitely let you guys know how much I'm making because this might be a good side hustle gig. And actually, I've been doing this whole DoorDash and YouTube thing part time for a while, but I'm actually gonna quit my job here soon and start doing it full time in the next month or so. And we're gonna see how much money we can make doing that. But definitely, this DoorDash YouTube is gonna be a big reason why I'm doing it full time. If it could be successful, I can make money off YouTube, then it'll be worth it. I probably would not do full time if I was just doing DoorDash and multi-apping and all that. I mean, it's possible, but this is going to be the big ticket when it comes to this whole DoorDash business. Not sure how long I'm going to do it for, maybe a couple of years until I find something else, but we're definitely going to be putting our full effort into this. I'm going to be doing a channel series here. I'm doing a DoorDash across America. I'm actually going on a big road trip, and I'm going to be going to all these different cities, seeing which city is the best. So stay tuned for that. So that's really all I have for this DoorDash podcast. And you really need to ask yourself these 5 questions if you want to be a full-time DoorDash driver. DoorDash, YouTube, and food delivery is definitely a game of playing smart and not hard. Like I said, just doing good orders only, doing good things will not waste your time. Just being smart. That's really the difference. It's not really as how much hard you work. If you could really set yourself up for success by moving to a good area, having a good vehicle, it's really all about working smart, not hard. So I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from it. Comment below whether you like these DoorDash podcasts. I'm not sure if they'll be too successful or not. If they are, I'll make some more, but if this video flops, I probably won't make any other DoorDash podcasts. So definitely let me know. And if you liked it, comment which DoorDash podcast subject you'd like to hear for the second one, and we'll see you in the next video.